I need to put lotion on. Good morning. It is Monday, November 20th. It's Thanksgiving week. It's turkey week. Hey, vegan, what do you eat for turkey day?
It's Tofurkey week also.
Turkey week. Okay.
Yeah, if
Okay.
I make something at home, I'll usually do like a Tofurkey. But honestly, when I go to someone else's house, there's so much food to eat anyway. I just eat all the sides and dessert.
I'm not a huge fan of turkey anyways. Like
Really?
I'll have like a really small skinny, but I'm not there for that. I'm there for the
Yeah.
sides. I'm there for
Yeah.
the pie. I'm there for
Yeah.
used to be for the alcohol.
casseroles, the potatoes, the stuffing, the vegetables, like all
I
of it.
know. It's not my sister-in-law, my cousin just contacted me about head count we celebrate our Thanksgiving on Saturday. And so she's like, how many people are coming from your house? And I'm like, 7. So then I'm like, shit, if I'm bringing 7 people, I should probably be bringing more food. So now I'm bringing an appetizer, a side, another side for the kids, and kid-friendly drinks. Since I'm not drinking, I'll be the one bringing all like the sober drinks. So
yeah. Do you make all that stuff?
Yeah. We'll make the green bean casserole. And then I think we'll make like a fruit pizza for the kids. And then appetizer, we'll do a charcuterie of a whole bunch of like different meats and cheeses. And then drinks, we'll just bring like, my kids will be having Hi-C packets, which will be like they get them like 3 times a year, right? So this will be that one time where they can have like the pouchy things. And my kids normally just drink water all the time. Like they're not milk drinkers, they're just water drinkers, So
which is good.
Yeah, right.
And I'm in charge of, I'm going to bring a dessert, but I just buy it because
I know.
I cook to live, not for
right. Like we get there and like all the women are in the kitchen, like working their asses off, sweating, making this meal that takes us approximately 12 minutes to eat. And I'm just like, not about it. Like I'll make the green bean casserole in the morning, pop it in the oven, take it over there. Like it takes me like maybe 7 minutes to mix all the ingredients together and then it cooks on its own, right? The kid pizza, I mean, pretty easy. I don't make the crust from scratch. Like it's just like cookie dough crust with cream cheese, and then you just top it with fruit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like sugar heaven for kids. I mean, it's just, and then the charcuterie board cutting takes the most time. So like that's easy stuff. But like peeling potatoes and no, I'm just not about it. But we're not doing anything on Thanksgiving Day. Like it'll just be us. Walker's going to go with his boyfriend's family. So it'll just be me, Josie, and the littles and Jared. Like it'll just be us 5. So we'll make it happen. But here's the deal. You sent me something this morning that I sat on my bathroom floor. I went, this is TMI, but I got undressed. I went to the bathroom and I was getting ready to take a shower. And I thought, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to sit down and do this meditation. So I sat naked in my bathroom on the rug and closed my eyes and sat there and listened to that whole affirmation. It was 10 minutes long. And I'm telling you, I felt like a badass when I got in the shower.
So good.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to have a good business day. Hell yeah, I'm going to be a leader. Hell yeah, I'm going to work. I'm here for a reason. Like this is the best affirmation I've ever heard.
I'm obsessed with affirmations. Like I talk to you guys about it all the time, but legitimately like every day I'm listening to some kind of affirmations or I'm speaking them or saying them to myself. That shit works. It literally reprograms your brain and it pumps you up and it makes you feel good and it helps you manifest things. And so you can go on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever you use and just Google search positive affirmations and tons come up. And then you can just listen to, some have music, some have like nature sounds, some are men's voice, some's a woman's voice. Just find ones that you like. And then I just play that shit when I'm like getting ready in the morning, putting on my makeup or when I go for my walk or if I'm sitting down and want to do a meditation, sometimes just driving somewhere in a car, just play that and let those things sink into your brain.
Yeah. The one you sent me was Affirmations for Success by Emily Price. And that Price
that was so good for like someone who's trying to, like, if you're a business owner or you want to start your own business or you're doing something to like help others. And it's a really good one.
Oh my God. It was so good. I was like, at first I started to repeat them and then she goes too fast. So then I was just like, after each one, I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Like I was like, it was a good way to start a Monday. It was a good way to start a business week. I don't know about you, but I kind of lose track. Like I just had family here this weekend and I lose track of like what I'm supposed to be doing when I have people in my home. Like my mom and dad were here. Jared and my dad were hunting all weekend, which surprising went really, really well. I was really nervous because Jared's a fidgeter and a talker. And my dad is like, silent Steve. But it went really, really well. They had a great time together. But, my mom being in my house, I feel like I'm going to sit and talk with her all day and I'm playing with the kids. I got out of rhythm of my business and just my daily like things that I do for myself. I hadn't walked in 2 days. So today was like a rebirth. Like I got to get up and walk. I got to do all my normal things this morning. But I think with this season of like holidays coming up, I think we all need to hunker down with what is our priority. Like, okay, if we know we're going to be busy with family, we got to get up earlier and get our shit done, whether that be our affirmations or exercise or just time with ourselves, whatever it is. So I updated my to-do list. I updated my to-do list. This is my business side. And then this is my personal side, and starting with gratitude, I haven't done any of my book work yet today because I know I have this afternoon to sit by myself and nobody's going to be home. But it's just like, I told Jared, I walked up to him and I said, you got to make sure these bubbles are filled in every day on both sides, work and me. Because if not, this is where I go nuts. This is why I become bitchy. This is why I become grouchy, is because I stop caring about myself and I start taking care of all Thanksgiving things and people in my house. And then I start to resent those people and those things because I've taken away from my own self. So like, are you like that? Like if you don't stay focused on you start to get a little resentful or just grouchy with other people. Like you've got me out of my rhythm.
If I don't like meditate for a couple of days, I feel it. I feel that I need to kind of get back in touch with myself. And this happens to me all the time on the weekends. I am like structure city all through the week. And then the weekend comes and I'm more laxed and like, my family's home and we're like running around and doing stuff. And I get out of my regular habits that are for me and make me feel good. And I definitely notice. So then Monday, kind of the same thing. Monday's like, okay, restart. And I look forward to getting back on that routine because it just makes me feel better.
What's so weird about saying that is like, I used to hate my job when I was a teacher, hate it. So Mondays were like the worst day of the week.
Oh yeah.
And now I look forward to Mondays because it's like, okay, everybody go to fucking school. Everybody get out of the house. And I want to go back to me because I'm the most important person in the world. And like, I just caught myself this weekend of like my mom sitting there and I like had my big stack. I have a bag that I carry that has my gratitude journal in it, my Bible in it, my devotional book, the book I'm reading right now, my checklist is in there. Like it's my like bag. And so it was just sitting there and staring at me the whole weekend. And I like didn't get into it at all because I was like, I don't want to take away from my mom being here, but literally my practices take maybe 30 minutes. So it's like, girl, you could have like said, hey mom, I'm going to go to the room for a minute for 30 minutes. And she could have been perfectly fine entertained, but I don't know this. So I just told Jared, I'm like, I have to focus on things that are important to me, guys. And I have like gratitude. I'm starting to read my Bible again, going for a walk, reading 10 pages of personal development. And then I literally have connect with your kids. Did you connect for 10 minutes with your kids? Did you connect with Jared for 10 minutes? Did I take my meds? Did I drink my water? And then did I meditate or journal at the end of the day? So like, to me, it sounds so simple, but if I don't write it down, I don't fucking do it. I just don't do it. Like I'll forget to take my meds. But then when I see that the other day, I'm like, oh shit, I haven't taken my med. Like, and I'll go take my meds. Like, I don't know. I have to have a checklist. I can't wing it.
Yeah. I don't have a big one like you do, but I do have to write things down or I will forget. And that helps me not feel so like overwhelmed too. When I know it's out of my brain and onto paper, then I kind of can release the need to remember it because I know that it's right there.
Right. So this week I wrote down on my work to-do list that I'm going to do 2 TikToks a day, which I'm going to be honest, I have gotten out of practice. The weekends, I always fail. So I think what I'm going to do is really just focusing on the work and checking in all my groups and everything like that. And I'm even going to work on stories, Instagram and Facebook stories, like going back and doing those too. So I really just want to like hunker down. I mean, what do we have? Like maybe 40 days left of the year. I really just want to like nail my business stuff, make sure I'm being present for people. Like, Jason just asked a question about parental alienation, and I'm going to hit it hard from now until the end of the year. It's not a subject I talk a lot about because everybody gets, butthurt about it, but it is true. There is a lot of parental alienation, whether being intentional or unintentional. And I think there just needs to be a light shared on it about how simple and subtle your comments can be to your kids and how overwhelming you saying no to a parent really affects your kids, and whether you're doing that intentionally or unintentionally, you're doing it. So I'm going to talk a lot about parental alienation on both my pages, The Ugly Truth of Divorce and The Ugly Truth of Co-Parenting on TikTok. So that's my plan. What's your plan for the end of the year? What are you going to focus on here at the end of the year? You got 40 days left.
Yeah, I don't think I need to shift anything. I think I just want to stay on track with what I've been doing, making sure I'm making time for myself and my brain, and like connecting with myself, checking in, meditation, getting outside when I can. It's starting to get cold. It was like 20 degrees this morning, but I went to the gym anyway.
Yeah.
Scraped the ice off of my windshield, and just continuing that. Me making sure that I'm doing what I need to do so that I can show up for everybody else.
Right. And I think that's a good segue into, you and I sat last week and we planned out the rest of the year and into January of what we're doing for the next chapter. And we really decided to step up. You know, we're gifting you guys the next chapter for $30 a month. And I want to explain that it's so much more than just trainings, and because we've changed it a little bit. And I don't even know if the current people understand this. Like, we've really decided to make our trainings a little bit shorter. We're cutting them down to like 35, 40 minutes. And then we're going to use that last 20 minutes. Like today, we're getting ready to go into the next chapter for moms in 10 minutes. And we're going to use that last 20 minutes to just answer questions. And it doesn't have to be about the training. It could be about like what Jason's saying on parental alienation. So if Jason here was in the next chapter for dads on Wednesdays, he could listen to a training about anything, which we have them all planned out. And then, like, I think next week, you're doing self-worth today.
Yes.
And then next week, I'm doing trial prep. So, I mean, look at the spectrum that we're teaching you on. We're teaching you about self-worth to keep yourself grounded and making sure you value yourself, all the way to, hey, let me prep you for trial. I mean, that's the kind of shit you get in the next chapter.
Because there's so many things involved in divorce and the recovery process, especially your co-parenting journey and just healing. Like, how do you get yourself to a place where you feel good and you're doing things that are helping you create the life that you want to live and make the choices that empower you and that are aligned with who you want to be? And like, how do you do all these things? This is what this is for. We made this to give you the tools. So every single week we put out a new training, and it's, what's cool is it's a live training. So you're there. If you're there live, you get that live Q&A with us. Normally that doesn't happen unless you're in one of our workshops that you enroll in. So you get to ask us anything. Plus that replay stays in that group for at least 30 days, usually longer because we forget to take it out. So you get more trainings, really. But you get to watch it at any time, as many times as you need to. You're in a private Facebook support group with only the members that are in there, so that you get to connect with them. You get a weekly newsletter. That's another thing we started with, the recap of the training, plus little extra tips and tricks that are in there. It's just so much stuff. And then we're in there like all week. We talk about like what we're eating, or just reminders, affirmations, journal prompts, get outside, do this, this is what helps me. It's just constant like connection and tools and guidance. So it's so cool. And then you just cancel whenever you want. It's like people come in and they go as long as they need, and they get all the resources they need. And then when they're done, they kind of, leave the nest, and it's just kind of this like revolving door. And it's just been really cool.
Right. And I do think having access to ask us questions is going to be really awesome
Huge.
For a lot of people.
I mean, you get 2 certified divorce coaches who do not only do this for a living, but we've both been through divorces ourselves. I've been through it twice. I'm a slow learner. So I have so much information. So does Sam, like co-parenting, parental alienation, court prep. I mean, so much stuff. And that's what that's for, is for us to be able to just give you everything that we know and give you all the best tools.
Right. And you guys, and also, if there's TikTok subjects that you want us to touch on, or make a funny skit about, or a serious little TikTok about, get a hold of us, send us an email. I love those when people send me like, hey, I can't share my story. Can you share my story? And then they send me the details. Then I make a TikTok about it. And then they get to go on and read the whole comment section about what's going on. So yeah, if you go to samandleah.com, everything that we offer, everything is right there. But also at the very top of the page, is our email address at the next chapter. So they could send us an email. Like if you have some little funny thing that you think would be good for us to share on TikTok, or like Jason has requested more parental alienation content, boom, consider it done. I'll put it on my fucking to-do list and it will happen. So it's really that simple. We're here to serve you guys. You know, like she said, we've been through this. So it's very easy for us to maybe overlook some small detail that you're struggling with. You just have to reach out and ask, you know,
and then that's how we came up with the trial prep training, because when you're in the next chapter, you get to tell us what you're struggling with or what you want more information on. And we will create a whole training for you. And so there were people in the group that were mentioning that they had their trial coming up and they wanted information and tools on how to prep for that. So that's why Sam put together a training for next week.
Absolutely. So we're going to duck out now, guys. We just wanted to tell you, you know, do something for yourself, whether it's make a checklist to make sure you stay honed in on these last 40 days of the year. Don't wait till New Year's Eve to start your whole generic, like, oh, I'm going to start working out and eating healthy. Just start now. Like, just start today with like, you know what? I'm going to spend 10 minutes with each kid. I'm going to spend 10 minutes on myself. You know, like, what are some things? I gave you some ideas of what mine are, but what are some things where you can really just find yourself again? You know, I think Leah and I both can admit that we waited way too long after our divorces to find ourselves until we hit a rock bottom. Don't wait till a rock bottom moment. Take this advice of like prioritizing yourself, even if you're a busy single parent, even if you feel like your kids are running you ragged, you have no money, your life is horrible, your ex is coming after you. Like, we've been there. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're not modeling anything positive for your children. So really think about how your kids are looking at you in these last 40 days that you can rebuild yourself right now. Like, take 40 days to start a new habit and to kick out a shitty one. You know, kick out one of those shitty habits, being on your phone too long, staying up too late, eating bad, smoking, drinking, you know, whatever it is, kick a habit and put a new one in. All right. We will be heading over to the next chapter. So if you are in the next chapter with moms, we're getting ready to go live in approximately 4 minutes. And if you would like to do that, head to samandleah.com and join us today. Take it easy, guys.